The book Your Money or Your Life: 9 Steps to Transforming Your Relationship with Money and Achieving Financial Independence by Vicki Robin and Joe Dominguez is a very helpful tool. The writers have an interesting and new way of looking at money. They say that it's not just a way to buy and sell things, but also a symbol of the life energy we trade for it. They think that becoming financially independent is less about getting rich and more about taking charge of our time and lives. The book is based on 9 steps that, if followed, can help people have a better relationship with money and, eventually, become financially independent. These steps aren't about specific ways to spend or save money. Instead, they're more about making big changes in how you think and how you live. The first step is to get a clear picture of where we are financially right now. This means keeping track of every dollar that comes in and goes out and making a full record of our income and spending. For instance, if you buy a coffee every day, you should write down how much it costs. The next steps are based on how carefully this tracking was done. In the second step, the idea of life energy, which is the time and work we put into making money, is introduced. Here, you figure out your real hourly wage by adding up all the time and money you spend on your job, such as getting to and from work, buying work clothes, buying food, etc. This step is about realizing that the time we spend making money is a trade-off for the money we make. In the third step, Robin and Dominguez tell us to think about how much life energy our spending costs. For instance, if your real hourly wage is $20 and a meal out costs $60, that's 3 hours of your life energy. This review helps us figure out how much our consumption really costs and makes us wonder if it's worth it. The fourth step is to think about how we spend our money and figure out which purchases give us the most fulfillment, happiness, and value for our life energy. It's about finding our enough, which is the amount of income and spending where we have everything we need and want without having too much. The fifth step is to make a chart on the wall that shows income, costs, and the point where income from investments might be able to cover expenses. This picture is a steady reminder of our financial goals and how far we've come. In the sixth step, we learn to value our time and life energy by spending as little money as possible. This isn't about being cheap for the sake of being cheap. Instead, it's about making sure our spending fits with our values and wants. The seventh step is to make the most of the money we already have, not necessarily by making more money, but by getting the most out of what we have. This could mean making smart investments or coming up with more than one way to make money. In the eighth step, you learn about capital and the crossover point, which is when your monthly income from investments equals or exceeds your monthly costs. This is the point of financial freedom when we no longer have to work for money and can do whatever we want with our time. The ninth and last step is to manage our money so that we can keep being independent. It's about living within our means, making smart investments, and making sure our money works for us instead of the other way around. The best thing about Your Money or Your Life is how it looks at personal banking as a whole. It's not about making more money, it's about figuring out and changing how we feel about money. It's about realizing that every dollar spent is life energy and time that could be used elsewhere. It's about finding happiness in living within our means and knowing the true value of financial independence, which is the freedom to live life on our own terms. In essence, Robin and Dominguez's masterpiece tells us to think about our spending habits, figure out what we really need and what we just want, and choose a way of life that fits with our ideals. They ask us to start a journey in which money is a tool to help us find freedom and happiness instead of a goal in and of itself.